This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, hi, everyone join. Okay, last class we have seen a couple of things, including data-driven approach with Excel, and we also try to run using different browsers, right? Chrome we have already seen, but we have also executed on Mozilla Firefox driver. Okay, so all we did was just a change in setup. Correct. So I just made another if condition. Firefox, this comes from configuration. So based on the configuration property, calling this, so automatically what I did was I just invoked the driver, appropriate driver based on the condition. If it is Firefox, I invoke the Firefox driver. So rest everything is same. The automation does not change based on the driver. It's everything because Firefox driver is just a class which implements the WebDriver. So WebDriver has already been defined. I mean, it is already. I mean, it's an interface. It has already declared the functions and variables necessary functions, but Chrome and Chrome driver and Firefox driver took it and implemented. That means they defined it. So it doesn't change. The functions remain the same, like get text, set text, send keys, everything. Only according to the browser specifications, they have been defined. So they do not change. The implementation works perfectly for execution. Okay, so I asked you to try another condition for Edge, right? This one, this browser. Did anyone try, or do you want to try later? That's easy. I mean, you can try instead of me telling you. Yes, no. Okay, you want to try, or you want me to tell you a little bit? Anybody? Shukla and okay. Anyway, class is almost over. Today I'm planning to finish. That's okay. So you can try that one, right? I'll just give you a hint. Do the same thing. It's oh, so just do not return. You can return at the very end. So I'm just gonna call to here. So this will be another else if condition, isn't it? So if the browser equals Edge, our Internet Explorer is deprecated, so we cannot use unless we use the old driver. So let's Edge is the latest. So like I told you already, you just have to go to the seleniumhq.org. Click on download Selenium and come down all the way to the browsers specific. These are the browsers, third-party drivers, bindings, and plugins. So this is the one, Microsoft Edge driver. You can try Opera also. That's easy. Downloads, release. This is a release. You have to download this. Okay, now it is downloaded. Now I'll try to put this in the C drive. Drivers. Correct. Microsoft WebDriver it is called. So let's see if it is if it can be used or not. So let's see, I exactly don't know this property name. So let's call it Microsoft. And what is this called? Microsoft WebDriver. Okay, maybe it's Microsoft Web. Okay, let's see in a moment. So this is called new Microsoft. Oh, takes time. Okay, okay, it's not there, Microsoft. So let's see. And share. This is how you're gonna, I mean, research on the internet. If you don't find something, you can find something yourself. You can find something on the internet. Like mostly there are sites called stackoverflow.com, so which might give you the instant solution. So that will save you time. How to instantiate Selenium WebDriver for Edge. That one, that doesn't have. Stack Overflow is good one. Selenium Windows 10 Edge browser. Say I set the property. Okay, it's basically IE. Okay, we set it as Microsoft. So it's still called Internet Explorer for some reason. And this is the driver. And how do you instantiate Edge driver? Same thing. I set the system property to WebDriver.edge. Oh, it's Edge.drivers. Okay, so that's good. So based on the current browser name is Edge driver, and I gave the path. And WebDriver is called new Edge driver itself. So that's why we couldn't find. I thought it's a Microsoft driver. Nobody uses in the client space. Edge. Let's see. Yeah. So it is available. See, in the latest Selenium driver, it is available. So with capabilities, you can go for it. So that will include maximize and everything, and set the correct restore mode. But we can do it maximize outside. I'm already doing it here. Okay. So all we have to do is, in order to execute on the edge, what we have to do, I have to specify the configuration here, right? Okay, it's already configured, but all I have to do is just uncomment it. Okay, so shall we run? Let's see if it runs on the Edge browser. All I did is just change the else condition to Edge, and it's pointing to webdriver.edge.driver. If it is Internet Explorer, it's different. Okay, let me write it for Internet Explorer also. But there is no driver. If you can find the driver, you can use it. Okay. So let's say IE. In that case, it's IE, and you have to fill this IE driver wherever it is. Let's call it IE driver, WebDriver, and it's probably Internet Explorer or IE. Oh, there we go. Internet Explorer driver. So driver is available. All you have to do is just download the driver. So I'm not doing it, so you can do it. So just for the time being, Edge only. Okay. So you can also set the property for that one. Okay, so it's invoking Edge browsers and open the URL and fill in the details. Okay, so something happened, maybe some compatibility issues. Let's see. So we found I saw first name was not filled in. Quickly it was moving over. See, first name was not filled in. So
Sangha,
all we had, who is this?
Shukla. Microsoft, well, I try, but this one is not downloaded.
Microsoft driver. You can
Yeah,
download it
yeah.
from
No,
here.
no. I try it, but this one is not downloaded. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
it will download like this. You can download it.
Yeah, I click this one, release this one, and then. Hmm.
Okay, let's see why it
Okay,
is not
okay,
downloaded.
okay, later, okay, later, okay, later. Finish your class. Okay.
Later, yeah, yeah. You just download it. Right click and save link as. So that will download it. Internet Explorer driver, I'm not sure. You can try if you have Windows 7. Internet Explorer is still used, but this is a Windows 10. So we have been upgraded to Edge browser Edge, right? So, however, Internet Explorer driver is not there. They haven't listed it here. So if you can download it like search on Google and you can find it. But I don't think nobody is using Internet Explorer. That is fine. So you can try for headless browser HTML unit driver. So which doesn't show anything. So don't panic. It basically it just runs on the background. That's it. Opera you can try. Everybody knows Opera browser, right? So you can try Opera. Just download the Opera browser first and download this. Simple. Everything is available. All you have to, yeah. So this is the one. Windows 32 or 64. Okay, it comes in the form of zip and download. So I'm not going to do that because it's just a homework thing. So you have to do it because there are important things I need to teach you. Okay, so let's see. Something broke because no such element. So no such element exception occurs when XPath is not correct, but XPath is correct for the other two browsers. So maybe it's not compatible with the Internet Explorer. Maybe some delay is needed. So let's check if everything runs fine in the Chrome driver again. So maybe something changed quickly or Firefox because we have been using Chrome for long. Let's check Firefox. Hmm. So debugging also you can do. Why it failed and everything. That's already, I already taught you, right? How to debug and fix the issues. Yeah. So it is filling Shukla now. So that's working fine with the other browsers. So it's a Internet Explorer, Edge browser issue. Okay, so everything is fine. Okay, so these are all just ignorable logs, like I told you. So successful. That's all the logs are successful. No exception occurred. Okay, these are all just warnings. Okay. Okay, so now let's change it and see quickly. Now how to debug. I'll show you. Try one more time. You can put these browser names anywhere. Okay, in the Excel sheet or any. Okay, so it just missed it. So it seems like a uh, waiting issue. I mean, it's so fast. Okay, this browser is so fast that it cannot wait for the application to sync. So let's put some wait and see. So exactly where the issue occurred. So you click on that link here, right? So in the registration, in register, so here it couldn't find the first name. So the issue is no such element exception. Okay, so that means this was not there. So it clicked on the previous registration and immediately it was looking for first name, in the next page. And it took second or 2 seconds to display this page, the site took, but it was super fast. So if I see here, there is no wait. So all I can put is wait. Okay, now tell me there is a wait function we have written in the infrastructure here. infrastructure. I have written in the operations, right? So how do I call this? OP dot wait implicitly, right? So max time what I wanna put is, let's put 10 seconds and try again in the same page. It should not fail because I can I'm waiting for, see now it is finding. So that Edge browser is super sensitive. Okay, now where it failed? Where did it fail? Hello, where did it fail now? It didn't fail in the export thing. So it is showing the number format exception, right? So wait, let's click on this. Okay, this is the debugging process. So pay attention. This is what you have to do. Now come down here. This is a class. It encountered the issue. Now we have defined this validate price. So click on this exactly at this point. It encountered the issue. So it's showing number format exception means it's not export. Export is fine. Everything is fine. Okay. Now this 5:03 was captured and it couldn't parse it to the string, parse it to integer. This is a string, right? And this has a semicolon, which is special character. So only if it has like 503, it could have parsed to integer, but there is special character, it cannot. So why this occurred? Let's see. Now, how do you debug? So in order to see what this 5:03 is, okay, you have to actually go for, okay, so here it is 5:03. This did not occur in the other browsers. So maybe it is taking a different value, you know. Give me 1 second. Hello. Until then you think. Hello. Yes. Right. Okay, sorry, I'm back. So what was the issue here? This text was being captured as 503, right? So we want to investigate. This did not occur in Chrome and Firefox. So this occurred here. So just put a debug point here. This is just double click here. I am showing you. See this line is highlighting this. If you click on this and just double click on this blue bar, that's a breakpoint. Now what it will do is if I debug, it will exactly come here and pause. It will execute till that point and come there and pause so that we can see, look at the application. Everybody's with me so far? Okay, so there is a wait also here. So just be careful. We did not put the wait after this page. Okay, but it doesn't matter now. So it's going. Okay. Okay, so it actually paused right here. 5.03 depart flight price is 5:03. That's what it is coming as. So where is 503 depart flight price? 273 is okay. This is the one. So 5.03, can you figure out where it is coming from? It is supposed to be 281, right? So it is coming from somewhere. This is wrong. Number of passengers is 2 and everything else is same. But this is what it is going. So 5.03, let's see. For TR3, TD3, maybe. So in case something like that occurs, you don't have to change XPath. Just put a if condition for this XPath. Otherwise, Internet Explorer keeps giving this trouble. So you can just ignore this. This is just for the debugging purpose only. Okay. Not. Internet Explorer developer tools. Same thing. I mean Edge, not Internet Explorer. We have habit of same thing. Just select the element. This is what we're gonna capture, right? Depart flight price. Yeah, so 281 is supposed to be captured, but it is capturing 5:03, which I can't even see. If you can see, let me know. 5:03. So it is just taking from somewhere. So apart from that, everything looks good. So the execution navigation wise, everything looks good. So if you want to just debug on the Internet Explorer, you can do the same thing. But I suggest use Chrome and Firefox only, which are mostly used by clients. Edge nobody uses unless Edge is preferred by client. Then you might want to do this. Okay, so this is a you just have to point the correct XPath. XPath was failing or it is capturing something else. 5:03 clearly. Okay, you got the issue, right? Issue, in order to understand the issue, you have to investigate it properly. Okay, so now if I continue, okay, I can debug like this, step into, step over, correct? So, or I can just play. The same thing, number format exception is inevitable because this is clearly present special character, so you cannot pass into integer. Okay, so that's debugging. So I'm not going into the issues of Internet Explorer. That is a browser specific issue, so let's not worry about it. Okay, so now let's go back to our project. Okay, so before going to other details, okay, so there are like in REST API, if a project demands REST API and they are using the web services, okay, so I just created a simple project for REST assured framework. Okay, so this is in test engine. Okay, so all you have to do is just download the test engine jar. Okay, 1 second, Jahid is calling. Hello. Hello, Sangam. Yeah, hi Jai. I'm
Hi, how are
taking
you?
the...
Is it too late to talk to you?
No, I'm taking the class right now. In the middle of some. Oh, that's okay. I have some important talk with you. Sure. Go ahead, bro. No, no, that's okay. I just said, Okay, then, yeah, if you continue the class, actually, yeah, got it. Okay, guys, so let's continue. I don't know, this battery is dying. Let's connect the battery. Everybody is there. So you got the issue right here in the Internet Explorer. So let's go for the other one. I just am searching for my battery, laptop battery. I got it. Okay, so let's go for other. Okay, so regarding the API, everybody is aware of web services, right? Everybody is aware of web services. So web services means request and response. I don't know. Okay, so web services means request and response. So basically, the HTML is used for displaying something onto the browser, right? So we display on something onto the browser like this. That is why we use HTML. But XML or JSONs are used for communication between two different systems in terms of XMLs or JSONs. Okay, so for that there are two types of web services. One is SOAP UI, one is REST. I think I already have some introduction. Web services. Okay. Right. So in every web service we have a endpoint. Endpoint is like a URL. Think of a as a URL for any website. All right, be it google.com or anything. So it's just like a website. Okay, so endpoint is uniquely it uniquely identifies the web service. So first and foremost, in our automation or manual web services testing, read the endpoint clearly. Okay, so is it correct or not? First check. If there is any issues, just fix it. So this reads as http www.webservicex.com global weather asmx wisdl wsgl. Okay, so after reading request xml you have to prepare. Okay, so like I said, every web service has request and response. So request is you want to request something. For example, there is a system which actually sends first name, last name, date of birth, gender to social security, and social security responds back with the ssn. Okay, so the request is my first name, last name, date of birth, gender. Okay, the request has first name, last name, date of birth, gender, and the response has ssn back. So it is like same thing, question and answer. I ask you a question, you answer with the correct answer to the point. Okay, same thing happens with the web service also. So in order to do that, first and foremost uh, I have to ask in the project integration team, what is the endpoint for the web service. If there are multiple web services, give me the endpoints. Okay, and create a request xml. Okay, then post the request xml. Posting means you are sending it, just like clicking a button. Okay, you are sending it. After sending it, comes back with a response. That means it fetches a response from the web server. Okay, and you save this xml. Okay, so now just go for the xml, what element you want in the response. Okay, capture it, and manually if you're testing, just compare it with the expected response and match. If it is a match, it's pass, otherwise fail. Same thing that whatever we have been doing in the front end testing. Okay, now same thing happens in the automation also. So for XMLs, I created XML utils. Okay, so this does the same thing. If you have SOAP UI, I could have showed you, but there is no SOAP UI. You can try the SOAP UI. I wish. So this does the same thing in the sense that you get, say, like we are reading the data values from the Excel spreadsheet and storing in the hash map for the data pool purposes, right? Same thing for from XML. We can read, this particular method reads all the XML elements and stores them in the hash map so that I can get or put later. Same story. Okay. Now get elements into hash map, same thing from the XML file. If I give a XML file, it will fetch. So let's see, and printing hash map just for the console purpose. So let's see, we can find any web services quickly. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, so this web service was not maintained, so this was lost. Okay. Okay, so no issue. So let's see any web services. Sample web services. So SOAP-AI is normally used for the web services testing manually. Automation wise, we can use. Okay, it doesn't have any. Okay, so here I found request and response. Okay, so you can see here, right? Simple request, login, username is login, password is login123. Okay, so that's my request I'm sending, and response is coming back with session ID. So this is a XML. If anybody is aware of this XML, you might be easily understanding already. So all we have to do is this: prepare the correct request, which is called payload, and send it. Okay, post it. Then you'll get the response. If you are using a tool like SOAP UI, you can get the response. So this is the endpoint or WSDL, what we call it. And so request preparation is important manually if you're doing. Otherwise, we can create request in an automated fashion. Okay. Now that's the response, and after getting this response, we'll just fetch the element, and later is the same story. You just compare using the compare methods. Okay, let me just see any XMLs are available. That's not a good XML. Normally W3 schools, yeah, this provides a correct XML. So this web service is for Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, so let me just store this. So if I provide temperature in centigrade, it will convert and fetch me the Fahrenheit, corresponding Fahrenheit value. Okay, so this is how the SOAP UI SOAP XML looks like, and request and response. So if I say 30 degrees centigrade and invoke it, okay, so this is also down. I don't know what's.
You can use currency. Currency is maybe available
Currency
in
also,
the.
there are some web services. Immediately I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
find them. Okay, so these sites are down. Some reason. Let's go for other guy. Calculator web service. Okay, let's see. Divide and multiply. Same like Java function. It's just a request response. Simple. So if I provide two numbers, it will fetch me addition of those. Divide, multiply, subtract, same thing.
Or converter. Converter maybe money converter. Yeah, maybe.
Web services sample project. Okay, let's see. Software testing class. Sample rest. Okay, I should have gone for this guy. Sample rest web services. Okay, so let me just show you the sample SOAP XML so that you will get an idea. Initially, let's not go for this. Okay, so this is the why everything is dotted. Can't you provide simple XML? Okay, finally. So this is a XML, right? Everything is tagged in just like HTML if you are aware of. So same thing. So if I open get price, close the get price with the slash. So whatever in between is a tag. This is a tag or you call object. This is the topmost object. Okay. So this is a parent object and this child object as item. Okay. Item is apples. Okay. So that's an XML. And its price response is it responds back with the price. This 1.90 dollars or rupees. Okay. So we all okay. I'm gonna show you how to get HTML map from XML. Okay, all you can call is this method and pass the file name, file path. You know, right? You can try that instead of me trying everything. And get elements into hash map XML file. Just pass the path to XML file. You just copy this and store it. Store it in XML file. Like you can create an XML file. You have to have proper tools. I mean XML SOPI you can download. Okay, just download SOPI. Let's say request.xml and just edit it and close it. And when you open it, it will show. Okay, so there is XML editor also, but I'm gonna use Edge browser. Something wrong with that. This XML is not proper. This single XML. Let's go to this. Yeah, so this XML looks good. Response. Okay, request response. Let's try this. So let's create two files called request and response right here. Okay, so that's request. Let's try to open this. If it is showing in the browser, that means it's proper XML. Okay, that's easiest. We can try to validate the XML using SOAP-UI. That's all later. Okay, come on. No, it wouldn't show. That's not sure. Okay. Oh, it doesn't even take XML. Okay, so that's fine. You get the idea, right? So this is the XML. This is the XML request. I am querying something question, and it is responding with here is a quotation. Okay, so simple. Just one quotation name I am sending, and it is saying here is a quotation. Simple request response. This is my request. This is my response. Okay, so can use XML utils, but if it is a JSON request, these are the SOAP request and response. Let's see if I can find any request JSON examples. Okay, so this is a same thing looks like in JSON. So instead of tags, we have these curly braces. Glossary is the topmost, and title is its child. And example glossary is gloss div. Title is yes. So and so these are called objects, and this is a property value. You can think of it as a property and value combination. Sort as HTML, glossary term, blah blah blah, acronym HTML. Okay, So this is a topmost object. It has sub objects like, so the whole thing is called a JSON request. Okay, so exactly you can convert this to XML. It would look like this. But XMLs are used in the SOAP services, whereas JSONs are used in the test services. Let me just copy this and example wise I'll put it here. So for SOAP services, use SOAP UI tool. Okay, and for RESTful services, use Ready API. Ready API or SOAP UANG. There are many tools. Okay, for automation purpose, there is a REST assured jar file. You can download it. So that will basically be used for fetching. I mean, preparing the request and sending the request and fetching the response, different elements from the response, blah blah blah. So examples, you can look at this. There are many examples you can look up on the internet. I'm just providing you one sample example for XML and one sample example for JSON. Request and response both are same in terms of format. Only the difference is it's a question and other is the answer. Request is a question and the response is the answer. You can think of it in terms of simple. Okay, so I think unfortunately I cannot show you the example from automation because none of the web services are working. That means web services have to be working up and running in order to run the manual layer automation code. So it's not something you set up, it's something integration team sets up, but I'm looking for sample ones. Okay, so that's fine. From for as far as the rest SOAP UI, SOAP XMLs are concerned, you can use this XML utils. Just play with this. You can easily find there are only 3 methods how to read the elements from XML and put it in a hash map. Once you put it in a hash map, you can how to do this. Just .get. Okay, that's what we have been doing. Remember in the Excel spreadsheet thing, that's what we are doing, right? Get test data XLS. After that, you just .get. Okay, for example, register. Okay, hash map. I am getting all the elements and putting in a hash map string type, right? After that, I am just using the get method that will fetch me that. So it's exactly same thing. Everything is in the form of property and value combination, right? So this is a property, this is a value. So if I want this value, I just have to hash map instance dot get sort as, it will return me this, so that I can compare, validate, assert, and determine its path. Okay, so regarding the REST services, I created a simple project called REST Assured Framework. Okay, so simple thing is you get and you put, okay, post it. Okay, so get data. This is the REST endpoint, RESTful service endpoint. Same thing for the weather. So I am putting little rock so and so, and it is fetching me the weather or status code 200. Okay, just simple. Everything is status code, so 200 is okay. 404 is not found, something like that. So REST assured has get, just like we have WebDriver as get, REST assured has get, and you pass the whole endpoint to it. Okay, now I am storing that in the response instance. Okay, so now response is automatically fetched and stored in this like this. Okay, so let's think of this whole thing as a response. Now out of this response, I want its value. Okay, think of it as a status code. Now all I do is get status code, get element. Okay, get start as. If I want to get something, I can get like this string value string x rest dot get. Okay, so get status, so get status code is one of those, and get header is completely, it returns get header. And whole body, if you want, yeah, if you want to fetch the whole body, you can fetch the whole body, and in the body you can fetch the individual elements. That's also possible. Okay, so that is of type response options. But let's see this simple example, because the difficult thing about this service is we don't find the sample examples like we find for web sites. For front-end testing, it's easy to find. Okay, all I'm trying to get is status code and print it to the console. Okay, so let's try and run. Okay, so status code is 200. In the XML, there is a status code 200, that is exactly fetched. Now you can compare this, including its expected and actual value correct or not, or is same or not. You can use the report utils. Okay, report results. This will actually, I didn't show you, but you can simply compare. So this will basically do the same thing. So here I'm just printing it to the PDF report, but all you can do is this. In the register, we have done this verification, right? Yeah, expected note is this, actual note is this. Now, how I am comparing if, okay, report result, awesome. I cannot find the correct example. Validate price, this should have it. Where are we comparing? Equals. Somewhere we are comparing, right? I wanted, yeah, this one. If these are integers, you can compare like this. Okay, so in the register also I showed you. Yeah, so expected username dot equals the actual username. So likewise, you can compare. Same thing. So two values you have, you want to compare and report result, pass or fail. So this we already have. Instead of providing the result to console, I provide it to the another file, property files. Okay, same thing. So you fetch it and you call this status code as actual status code. You already have expected status code. You want me to show you? So simply you call. So if you don't have utils, you just compare it like this, right? So expected is code. If it equals, okay, my code is 200. Not like, okay, so then you pass. Okay, so simple. This is what you have to do. If you respond, I'll know what you are not responding. So I don't know whether you are sleeping. Okay, so for our report utils are not available because it's in a different project. So you can copy over this report utils. Okay, that's up to you. Now, same thing you can do in the test-ng also. So it's a simple thing. All you have to do is just download this test-ng jar, and I also convert this to Maven. So you can same thing, just run the test-ng test instead of JNU test. So here I am fetching the same thing, 200. So it reports looks a little different, but it's doing the same thing. Status code is 200. Okay, so this is a whole JSON that is fetched. I'll just show you. So this is how the JSON looks like. It is unformatted, but format, if you format, it will look nice. Let's see if any formats are available. JSON formatter. Okay, it also validates. So you just paste this here. Okay, now it looks like this. Weather ID, blah blah blah, temperature, whatever. In Little Rock, this was temperature, or London, whatever I pass. Okay. So let me copy instead of this unformatted. I can still it doesn't look good. So all you have to do is this coordinate is a one object and it has longitude and latitude. This is a property and its value. Just think of it like this. This is a property in quotes and after colon that is a value and comma it has one more property latitude and this is a value and weather id mean so and so. Okay, and temperature is a property. I think you get the point what I'm trying to say. Okay, so it's always property and value combo even in JSON also. Okay, same thing for posting. What I'm doing is I'm just
Sangam, I have another question. And then we'll save the JSON file for the any directory, and then we'll use the path only for SOAP UI testing.
SOAP UI is different. SOAP UI uses the XML formats.
No, I know. And then REST API, we use the JSON format, and then we
Correct. Yeah.
save
Okay.
the file, and then we call the file for only for call the file for Selenium.
SOAP services uses XMLs. Okay,
I
and
know.
the
SOAP
tool is
services
use
is
SOAP UI.
XML with JSON.
RESTful
REST is a,
services uses JSON format. Tool
yeah.
is JDAP or REST assured if it is automation. Okay, so all we have to prepare is two. One is request and response, right?
Yeah.
Request
And
JSON or response JSON. So either it's XML or JSON. That's why it's visual and endpoint are common for both JSON, I mean REST services and SOAP services, but you prepare the request in terms of XML or JSON, provided is SOAP or REST, and just post it, and you will get the tool returns you the response, which is also in the form of either XML or JSON, right? Now you validate. REST is the validation, same thing, whatever we have been doing in the testing. So this is like posting. Okay, this is my URI.
I understand. Yeah. Can you call the path? You can save the notepad for the REST API JSON file and then call the this sheet, and then I will understand more clearly. And the new result is 200 is okay, means this one is the pass, and then sometimes depend.
simple is I wish
Mhm.
I could show you, but let's see any sample JSON file download API JSON request. Let's see. Okay, so this is actually good example. So if you see here, this is the XML format and this is a JSON format, right?
Yeah.
So this is JSON. Okay. Now this is only example purpose I am telling you because we cannot hit this service because there is no endpoint. You remember? So the endpoint is I used a live endpoint. This is the one. Open Weather Map has a endpoints. You can search on the Google. And if I actually provide the data like weather for Little Rock, USA, it will provide me the same thing. If I provide like weather for New York, okay, comma USA, it will provide the weather for New York in the form of response. That's it. Simple. It is working. That's why I hit this service. So if I put this in the file JSON and hit it, it won't work because I am not running a web service, right? In the local. You got the point? So it's actually in the live web service. Okay, anyway. So these are all for example purpose. Okay, so this looks good for the example. Okay, this I'm storing instead of that bulky example. Let me take this. Yes. So this is called header and these are all called XML tags. But XML, I mean, in terms of JSON and XML, JSON is better, but the REST services are better. But that's why the main big companies are going for the RESTful services instead of SOAP services like Google, Microsoft, and Yahoo. So these use RESTful services like these. So yeah, it's better to understand this. Okay, so instead of this, I'm just providing simple example so that you don't get confused. So you understand this, it is a simple thing, right? It's a username is this, password is this, name is this, value is this. Okay,
We
now
understand. Just run, and then call the program, and then what is the output is coming. I need this side.
that's what I ran here, right? Shukla, this is
Yeah,
the web
you
service.
run.
Okay.
You run, and
Huh,
then 200 is coming. I saw this one is the pass.
yeah, so you get more example, you try on your own. That's what I'm saying. You get more search on the internet because you're not working on the project, right? In the project you can get the web services. In the you try to fetch more web services and try just replace this URI and get more thing, get status code, get something, whatever the response has, and try to print it and trying to validate it, like compare it. And so that's all we do in the APIs, nothing else. Prepare the request and send it and fetch the response, capture the elements and assert or validate. These are the things. That's it. No more. Okay, so that's all I wanted to tell you. So this is also shared in the both GitHub and Google Drive. So you can improvise on this. You can try more examples like this. You know what I mean? Same thing I converted to test-ng. Okay, so it's just like you put the test at the rate test annotation. So the difference between this and this is, in here we have public static void main, right? So this is in the JUnit we have public static void main, or J, if at all I use J annotations. But normally if you want to execute anything, you put the piece of code in the public static void main, then it runs in the main function. But in test-ng you directly put the test in the before the particular method, automatically it runs it. Same thing, it is doing the same. So all you have to do is just download the test-ng. So there are many annotations in the test-ng, like at the rate before method. So let's see,
At the rate before, at the rate
before
after.
method. So for example, if you want to run before this, you can run this. I'll just show you a simple example just for public void prerequisites. Let's say, I mean, you're doing something like opening the browser or something, prerequisites. Okay, so all I'm just doing is this out prerequisites. Okay, now there is a before class also before running anything. Okay, so if you want to do something, just put it under the before class. So okay, instead of this I'll just put the before method only, that way you can easily understand. So now let's see before class. So you get the difference, right? Same thing but more sophistication. Before class. Okay, so there are test-ng has the same thing, JUnit has the same annotation. So just go for the test-ng. So you have to import the appropriate one. Now before class, let's say, okay, let's call this before class prerequisites 1, prerequisites 2. Okay, that's it. So the bottom line is you don't have to call this again anywhere. You just define the functions and just put the annotation. So based on the annotation you specify, it will automatically run when to run and what to run. It will decide. So all you have to do is put the appropriate annotation. This one. So after also, let's try to put after method and just import this and after class. Class. Okay, so let's call this guys post requisites 1, post requisites 2. Same thing, but let's call this, I mean, let's print the appropriate one so that we know. Okay, so let's import this. Okay, so now if I run, what will happen? What will be printed? Tell me. So everything will be printed, but you can see the order in which they are printed, so that you can understand in which order they get executed. So you tell me which order they get executed first. First and foremost, which function will be called and why?
Before class.
Before class, because the name suggested. And I'm calling this method, so before method, obviously. And this is the main test, which you can run the test case for. So this, you can think of it as test case. Whatever you want to put in the test case, you can put it under the at the annotation at the test. And after method, after this method, right? Now after class is final takedown, like you close the browser, all those things you can put it under. I'm just putting a sys out just to see how the order of the execution occurs. So let's try to run this. So let's look at this. So it also shows how many passed, how many failed, how many skipped, so that you can easily.
All of them pass. 0 fail, 0 skip.
Yeah, so but I am looking for the console. Yeah, console is, so just don't panic. It immediately switches to the test-ng console. Okay, it just shows how many passed, how many failed, and so and so. Now if you want to see, we are interested in seeing the sysouts, right? So just switch back to the console. Now you can look at this. Okay. Okay, so did anything print at all? Nothing is printed, I guess. Oops, run as test-ng. Summary is, so if you have more like in the same in a suite you have more test cases, you can do the whole summary in the current suite. So failed test, none, all tests, these are all the all tests and summary. So now I am looking for the sysouts, maybe. And you can also prioritize if you have more tests and which test you want to run first, you can prioritize. So there are more method more I mean options, you can use it here. I will forward you or put the document for test-ng in the Google Drive so that you can go through. I mean it's same thing, but you just have to use the annotations, that's all. Okay, so let's get going with other concepts. So I'm just giving you. Okay, so next comes the database thing. So far we have seen front end only, right? Mainly, but if you need to validate the database also, which are the results of your front end activities like getting, updating, or like deleting, or creating, inserting new rows, you want to validate, right? Now, from the manual perspective, you can easily do. You can directly log into database with your user ID password. I mean, before you set up the host name, database name, port number, and all those. But once you set up, you have to provide the user ID password. Then you run the select query. Okay, select. Everybody knows about this SQL queries, right? So simple SQL query. So this is the most widely used because all you want to get from the database is just simple cell value, right? From a table, column value, and that's it. So select star from schema name dot table name
PNP.
where some condition is set. Okay, so this is how the it looks like. So syntax. So if you want to get like select first name only, right? Let's say first name from, okay, schema you don't have to worry about because once you are in the current schema you don't have to mention again. So table name is let's say personal details where Condition is if some condition is satisfied. So and so column value is so and so. Let's say if where age is greater than age equals exactly 31 and you okay, so that's and you can put, but I don't want to make it a complex query. Okay, so let's say there is one person with the age 31. Okay, so it's going to fetch me one value, and same thing I can put it in the string variable, and then I can assert, compare it with my expected. So that is what we do manually, but automation wise also we have to follow some procedure. Like first thing is establishing the connection to database. Okay, all 5 parameters you pass: host name, database port number, database name, username and password. Then construct the SQL query like this. It can be anything: select, update, delete or create. Then run the SQL query and it fetches the result, something like first name so and so Shukla, and then validate the database result. So 5-step process. So for this I created a util called database utils and custom db2 connection. So database utils is the same thing. So I actually commented it out, but once we download the jar you can easily find. Let's see, uncomment it, we'll get some errors. Control A, control shift backslash. Okay, so and we need a custom db2 connection for establishing the connection. Control shift backslash. Okay, so there are few errors mostly related to jdbc driver. So we have to download the Oracle jdbc driver. Hopefully I have them. So remember we stored all the jars in the driver somewhere. So just look for the jdbc cc2 or something like that, external. Do you see any of those? Yeah, obviously there are not. So
Jdbc 07 or like that.
no. Let me see external all. Maybe this has it. db2. Yeah, okay, I got it. These two just db2 jcc, db2 jcc4. So let's add these. Then errors will be gone. So I'm copying and I'm pasting in the drivers libs or external. Yeah, these are external, so I'm pasting in the external. Okay, so these two jobs we have to add them. I'll don't worry, I'll put them in the Google Drive also. So I'll go to project, not this project, so this project, and properties, build path. Okay, so these are the default libraries Selenium, so I'm not touching them. External. So all you have to do is select that external and edit it. Go to user libraries, add external jars. Now just now I have dumped 2 jars, right? What are those? db2jc. Yeah, these 2. Okay, don't worry about the date modified, because these are modified before, so it wouldn't show on the top. So just remember those 2 and just select OK. Finish, apply. Okay, so let's see, any errors are still there. Okay, one error is gone, seems like. Oracle jdbc driver. Okay, so still one error is there. There are many errors here. Okay, so infra.configuration, this is not there. So let me think. Infra.configuration, where am I using this? And password utils are here. Password utils are here. Decrypt string. Okay. Decrypt string, I commented it, right? Encrypt string and decrypt string. Okay, so base 64 is the one we couldn't find on the day. Yes, base 64 jar needed. This job. Okay, so why I'm needing this here means I'm just, instead of showing the user ID password, I'm encrypting. So for the time being, I can just comment this out so that we can reduce errors. So password, I can hard code it. You can hard code it. So for the timing, I'll just hard code somewhere. String variable is equal to user. So I'm just hard coding. So it won't work in the database. You have to change it. For example, you have already set up MySQL like I told you. Then you can easily connect to it. Okay, so user ID password encryption is not required. So I'm gonna comment this. Okay, so password details we don't need. All I'm doing is I'm reading the user ID from the configuration file. Okay, so that we don't need it. These are all enhancements. So basic, you can directly hard code it. In order to understand the beginning, you can hard code it. Okay, so user ID password I'm putting as is. Password is password. Okay, so these are actually not local. These are, I mean, not global. These are local, right? So let's define these. Okay, duplicate password. Okay, same thing, configuration is not required. Password utils are not required for the timing. User ID password, username, username. Okay. Okay, here we don't need username. Password is password. Okay, so let's hard code it instead of user. Let's say find columns to string. So result column name. Okay, so let's comment this. Trying to column value, column name is somewhere commented. Okay, that is passed as a parameter. So get string column name. So let me also string variable, right? So I can hard code please column. 1 second. Yeah, hello. I don't know. No, no. Okay. లేదు అవుతుంది కంటిన్యూ అవుతుంది క్లాస్ ఓకే తర్వాత okay, so this is just a string, so I can get a string. There are many dependencies which you can, if you have patience and time, you can actually do this. So column name and just start coding this. Okay, so all you need is a proper database connection. So get one result set. Okay, I had to initialize this value. Result set is null. Okay, now errors are gone. Right. And here there is 3 errors. Oracle JDBC, it is still showing. I don't know why. What that's called. So just remember these 2 jars are for SQL
There is
development.
a jar. You need the jar. You can add the jar.
Correct.
And
Yeah,
then,
that's what I was gonna say that. So these are not Oracle jars. So download the Oracle jars for JDBC. Okay. So that's why it is showing error. But let me just comment it. Okay, so these are not required. So let me come. So this will, you can use it as a reference point. So you can customize this. See, Oracle driver I'm using. So if you have DB2, IBM DB2, Oracle and MySQL. Okay. So let's say you have DB2 tool. Okay. Then you have to download the DB2 jars. Okay. These are for DB2. That's why it's showing error on Oracle. So let me comment. If you are using Oracle, you have to download those jars. Okay. Just Google them and you can download. MySQL, you can download those jars. So these two jars are like name says DB2. DB2 for Java. Okay, so now one more password is I can just hard code it. Password. Okay, so at least errors are gone. So when you actually run the database utils, first of all, don't worry about the custom DB2. DB2 utils directly you can call this one, just one method. That's how I made it simple. So if you want to query, like for example, you did something on the front end that actually updated something, right? First name I registered on the application, and first name I want to check on the database is correctly showing the first name or not. Okay, now I'll run this query. Select first name. You can put where condition as timestamp also, current timestamp, but anything. Okay, so this is my query, and I have the IP address. IP address is like 10.170. Whatever database. So that you have to ask the DB2 guys. Database name provided by DB2 guys. Port number 8080 provided by DB2 guys. SQL1 is this one. So you just put it in a string variable. A string SQL1. Okay, and pass this here and input. So basically I chunked up into multiple parts. This is my input, so I created input separately. So if you don't want, you can overload it, underload it, whatever you can do. So but these are the 1 2 3 4 are the important parameters. So once you run it, it will fetch the string. So return type is string, so exactly it will fetch you for Shukla, let's say. Okay, so it will fetch me Shukla. It will return me. So then I can
90
compare. Okay,
9090, this one is DB2 port number.
okay, that is you have to ask the DBA guys in the project. So it could be 8080 or something like that. I'll just provide you the examples here. So IP address will look like this 10.127.123.4 like this. Port number, let's say it could be anything, not just 8080 is local host, right?
No,
So
8080 is local host,
can,
but
I
DB2
mean
is
any port
different
number.
port, and then Oracle is different port, MySQL is
Correct,
different.
yeah, exactly. So based on the driver you're using or the database you're using, the port number changes. I'm just providing the example, and database name is like it's alphanumeric characters basically. C D S A 1 2 3 something like this. Username is your username, whatever username you have. So let's say I'm commenting so that you can understand these are examples. Username like Shukla user. Password is password at the rate 123, something like this. Okay, so you provide this, you pass this, all you have to call is this function. Okay, from your test case, simple as it. So I'll just show you call, and so that you can, so TC debugging, because that's the best way. It won't work because we don't have the database right now, so you can try it on your machine. That's why insisting on you install the database and install the SOAP UI. So that, okay, so all you have to call is database utils dot. I created 3 functions only. One is select SQL, update SQL also. I can also update a database using this. That's all we need. So database compare also I created. So this is the best. Select SQL. I think select, right. First one is no, select SQL. So this is important one. So you call this select SQL. Okay, so I can't see. So select SQL is the working one. So you just pass IP database name from here. Okay, then it will fetch you this. So IP address, port number, all you have to predefine like this. So copy, paste it here. Okay, so stop IP. I'll provide the actual IP. I mean, this is still a dummy IP, but you can understand. Okay, port number, let's say 8080. Database name, AT80. Database. Username is okay. Username is already there. But let's use this. Okay, so password 123. Okay, so once you pass, what happened? This has to be IP address. Okay, pass in the same order because that's how it takes. Otherwise, if it you pass in the wrong order, it will mess up. Okay, so your SQL, something like this, goes here. So the whole thing is a string, remember. So the whole SQL is a string where I just took it out, right? So I automatically put the where condition and everything here. So your input 1, input 2 becomes string again. Input 1 equals 31, let's say. SQL2 you can put, so those parts. If you don't have anything, you can pass null. Yes. SQL suffix I put it like I mean order by, all those things you can add. Resultant column name. What do you want? Resultant column name is first name. Okay. So I can put directly. Okay, so that's it. This will fetch me another string. So this is called my actual DB value. Okay, I'm just putting. Now you have the expected. You just compare it. Right. So let's see. Let's go here. Okay, so this is how I did it. SQL is chunked up into SQL1 input 1, SQL2 input 2. So if you don't have anything, if you just want to pass one single SQL, you can pass null. So that's fine. So this will be convenient. That's why I put it. Okay, now database validation select. Okay, you can skip it because it was just I was just playing with it. Now database validation update SQL is for updating. So for example, I want to update my first name with Shukla with Das, right? Or Shukla with a double L. So I can update. So you have the update query. Everybody knows SQL query for update. You just provide that. So it takes the same thing. as parameters, except for the SQL query changes to update. That's all. So finally, database compare. Also, I created one function which actually compares expected and actual and reports it directly to the reporting thing. So you can call this database util. So this is just to save you if condition. I'm just comparing expected equals actual DB result, or okay, if in case of integers this equals, or in case of strings dot equals. So then I would say it's pass. Else both are not equal, it's a fail. Same thing. So it's little more convenient. That's all. So let's go to test case underscore debugging. You can also call this data for the database utils. So database compare does the same thing. So my, let's say this actual DB value. Oh yeah. So let me copy here. Okay. So expected DB value, and you can report comment. You can pass it as DB validation for person table, something like that. Okay, because it already provides database validation successful and everything, so I'm not writing that. So expected value I can put something like this, right? If both match, it will provide pass or fail. That's all. Finally, we want pass or fail. Okay, so those are the database utils I wanted to tell you. And date utils, you already know. We already gone through this date utils, right? Playing with the dates, like if I want to add 2 hours to date time, I can do. I want to get the current date. I want to get plus years. Okay, so plus years, months, weeks, days, all everything I covered. So you can pass whichever you want to. If you don't have anything, you can pass 0. Like if I want to only add 1 year, rest of the months, weeks, I can keep it as 000. That way it won't change. And current timestamp. So this I already created a main function in this one, so you can play with this. These are all commented. You can uncomment it. I already showed you. Get current timestamp. Yeah.
My program is Excel util only for one error. Everything fine.
Which one?
Fine. An Excel util, and then this one is the word count, last line.
XML util, you mean? XML
Yeah.
util?
No,
Yeah.
no, not XML. Excel util.
Excel util. Okay.
Yeah.
Excel util. Yeah. You just use the get test data XLS. So the
No.
get.
I know the get test Excel
You
util.
are getting error.
And
Error.
then error, error is workbook dot close. This line is error only for this line. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, 1 second. You can share your screen, but I think yeah. Go ahead and share your screen. XLSX commented. Probably that is throwing error. XLS.
To make a presenter.
Well, give me a sec. XLSX. Okay, so for the time being, it is working XLSX. So this is reading the XLS file and storing hash map. But your error may be because of the dependency issue. So let's.
I already download the jar. I add the jar. Except jar.
Okay, let me make you a presenter quickly, and you can show.
Yeah, only this line.
Okay, so which function is it? Is the first function XLS? Go up, go all the way up. Okay, click on the red mark. Click on the, yeah, that is XLSX. So click on the red mark now. Let's compare both. Yes. What is the line number you are getting?
66.
Okay, 66 is workbook dot close. Why it is showing it? We like just like driver we have to close. Finally, I am just closing workbook and file. That should be the last. Okay, no worries. If you probably after taking the latest code, it will be gone. But just comment out the close part. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't close. Just
Okay.
comment out that line, just that line, workbook.close
That line?
comment.
Oh,
Yeah,
comment.
only
Yeah,
workbook.
I commented. This one is okay. That's why I try also. This one is commented. This one is okay. Yeah, error
Oh,
is
okay.
fine.
Yeah, this is not mandatory, but closing is a good practice. Whatever you open, you just close. That's a good practice. That's
Okay, thank you. I have
but
another one, please, sir. And then test
okay, you
two.
still have one more error, right?
Yeah, test
Can you
two. And then
expand the eclipse, Shukla? Expand the eclipse. I
oh,
can see barely like two small characters. Expand, just maximize it. Okay, better. Okay, so your error is at browser property utils, huh?
yeah.
Config path. You are missing the config path. Go to constants. You are missing the config path.
Wait, I have a question also constant. Yeah. And then
Config.
I use the constant path, lots of path I declared. Okay, this file.
Config path is not there, right? That's why. Okay, let me ping you this. Copy this. I think you have taken the update. Last update I provided everything.
No,
The
I
yours
update
is
this one is the last one, and then you give it to Tuesday
okay.
classes.
Yeah, I just pinged this. Maybe I did not check in. No, it is checked in. Everything is checked in. Okay, now copy and put it.
No, I already copy and paste and then update classes.
Okay, you are still getting. That's not possible. It has to be
Yeah.
public static. Wait. Config path. It's just a path. I'm putting the constants instead of hard coding it here. Okay, go to constants again. Constants. Config path is there a variable config path? I don't see. That's why I pinged you. I just
Config is 22 line is the config property file config.
no, Shukla. There is a variable called config path. Clearly, it's not property file config. Okay, just
Okay.
check the chart window. Copy
Mm-hmm.
it. Clearly, you can see. It is that is a different config. That's a property config. This is our config. Our config for
Yeah, I know
browser.
this one is the browser config.
I
Chrome or
know,
Firefox.
but that is config. Just copy this. Copy this and paste it. You will see. Understand the difference between these two.
Only this line I'll copy it.
No. I chat window. Chat window. I pinged some.
Sorry.
Okay. I was trying to tell you chat window. You.
Sorry, I concentrate
That's
over
okay.
there. Huh?
Just copy and
Yeah.
paste it down below. You can understand the difference. Compare it clearly.
Which file can I paste it in? Config, constant or
Yeah, right there. Yeah, in the constants only. Anywhere in the constants.
okay.
Right there. Yeah, down below. You can paste. Now error will be gone. Okay. Save it. Error
So
is gone. That's it.
error is gone. Yeah, TC2 error
Yeah,
is
that's all
gone.
it is
Yeah.
missing.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Everything
So okay.
fine.
So let's get back to okay.
Yeah.
All I'm asking you to do is practice with more examples. You come up with be it the front end or database or XML or JSON. You just get more examples from the internet and just run the utils. Everything is ready. I just provided every util possible. Okay. Can you make me the presenter back? If you have no more questions,
Yeah.
if you have more questions, you can let
No.
me know. Okay. So I'm the presenter right now.
Yeah. Wait.
Okay, same thing. Date utils we have seen, Excel utils, for database data driving, and file system
Oh,
utils for creation of files. Can you see now my system? Can
oh.
everybody see my system now? Shukla, did you make me the presenter?
Yeah. My brain is not working right now. Something is which part is the presenter I'm looking at. Other day I'm
Okay, so
doing
click
that.
on the people, click on the people. There is a dot.
Oh,
If you hover
wait.
over my name, there is
Okay,
dot, and
presenter.
just select make the presenter.
Yeah, I got it.
Got it?
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, great. Now I'm
Uh,
sharing my screen. Okay. All right. So keyboard utils I didn't tell you. simple keyboard details are used for especially when you have problem with set text. Set text method we have created in operations. Remember that will actually set text in the anything, right? Any text box or something. Set text and pass the driver and export and input text. In rare cases, 99% of the time this works, but in rare cases, you cannot type text in some fields. Like it may be you want to type text in some weird box, okay, which you cannot find XPath for. Let's say in that case, keyboard utils are useful. So all you have to do is just key underscore tab. For example, you cannot type something, okay, so then you can use. But I have provided more examples like this. Okay, so you can zoom in using key underscore zoom in, so that will whatever is shown it will just zoom in automatically, key including the browser, but I don't suggest using. Whenever you zoom in you just reset it back, key zoom in zoom out. So mainly if you want to like key anything, right? So for example you want to key anything, you just pass that value, okay, the key value, and it will type in. But I suggest do not use this, because mostly it will use the robot method, which will literally type on anything, whatever you see. For example, Eclipse is there, right? It will also start typing on Eclipse, which might mess up your code. So this is just in case, so don't worry. Log utils you already know, just for logging purpose, okay, and password utils for encrypting and decrypting. So basically we need a base 64 jar. Just internet try for base 64 jar. If you can find, well and good, otherwise don't worry about this. So there are many crypto utils available. So this is just for simple encryption decryption. So if you find that jar, just uncomment it. Control A, control shift backslash will uncomment it. Okay, all that's all you need. So only there are two errors in control A, control shift backslash. Okay, to uncomment you have to put control shift forward slash, actually not that. Okay, property utils is for reading and writing from property file, already know. Report utils is for report results, we have been using. Screenshot utils, which is internally used in the report utils. So basic we have used already. I already told you. Just take the screenshot and source in the location, right? String utils, you can add more. Okay, so I guess I have more string utils. So I'll just share this with you, string utils, so that you can use. These are all collected over the period of. So this has different string utils you can play with. Just all you have to do is just call them in any of these tasks like TC debugging. Just call them and you can see. So I'll just copy these string utils and put it in the. Then I'll explain. String utils. Currently we have only substring, right? Substring and compare. So there are more. Let me just paste here. Oh my god. All right, there are many string.
We need the SOAP API and the REST API link because we are downloaded. Please.
No, these are like string utils.
No, I know this one is the thing you did.
Okay, so there are many. All I need to do is just import. Okay, import statements are missing. I don't know if I. Okay, so let's try to fix these. Compare, rename the method. Okay, it's already there. So I'll just remove the other one. This method is already there. So I don't. Hash map here to import. Test data. Oh, test data pool is actually there, but it's missing. URL, yeah. So this is for URL builder. You might not need it, but it comes from java.net. So I'll just import that. URI is also java.net. List is like array. So just go for Java util. Do not go for any of this. So this basically splits. I am splitting text where I find something like delimiter, like space, Shukla Das Archana. Like if there are 3 lines and I want to split first name, last name, and middle name and put it in a list. So this will do the same. All I have to mention is a delimiter. Delimiter is a space which is dividing the whole thing. So you can play with this. All you have to do is just call them and pass the parameters and see everything I put it, including the system.println. So it will print to the console. You can check out the result. All right. Okay, so this parse delimiter, okay, this jar is not available, so I'm removing. You don't need this. I'm just providing these for your understanding and use purpose. You can also use them, but before that, I suggest you to understand it. Import matcher. I don't know what this is. UTF-8. I don't think we need this. I'm deleting. Okay, so these are all. Let's see what are these. Hash put, don't need this. Hash map put. So for example, if I give you hash map, you can put into hash map, providing hash map key and value pair. So that's set. Hash map is okay. Assign data pool. Okay, data pool value. You can create a random integers. Okay, so for that you can call. You can make this void to an integer or array of integers. Random integer range. Blah blah blah. So split string, if I provide a string and I have a dot, something like www.xyz.com, right? I want to divide this into www. Wherever I find dot, I want to divide this. So I can use this string. All I'm doing is just splitting. So the default function is split wherever this dot is found. So this is the escape character. That's it. And putting in a array, string array. So that will I'm not returning here, but you can make it return. So this is just a time pass function. String utils, no, that's not good. So these are just for playing, fun purpose. Okay, here I'm returning something. These are actually not useful. I think I only have one function that is very good. Split. Yeah, split string at delimiter. This is the only function you need. So I'm going to delete those unnecessary. So you pass this function and delimiter. So it's going to return me a complete array with all this. So in order to get that array, just provide the index like 0, 1, 2. 0 is starting. Okay, so this is the important function. All these are just as plain. This will basically make you confused. So that's why I'm removing. Split string, yeah, same thing, but this is just void, so it's not useful. So if I'm printing something, that's most likely useful. Show random integer, yeah, you can. Okay, so this, you just call this and pass a text with delimiters and tell what the delimiter is, and it will just return the chunked up string in the array. Get text from text, so text within a text, how to get it. So just these are all self-explanatory, so just go through and play with them, that's all. And XML utils, of course. So these are some of the utils. I have more utils, maybe I can add them right now. Database utils we have already seen, right? Date utils we have already seen. Excel utils, fine. Password utils, yeah. PDF utils is for combining all, you know, combining all screenshots that we have been taking and putting them in the PDF. So that is a final report. That's how it's gonna look. So maybe, yeah, here these screenshots and captions will be stored in and compiled, consolidated, and put in a PDF. So I created PDF utils. Basically, that uses another extra third-party jar called PDF box. Okay, so I will just put it in here. Okay, so there are some jars missing. Let's delete this. Okay, so all we need is the jar, which is, let me see if I have the jar. Okay. So external jars, extended version, right? So external all. So this, okay, take screenshot and add to PDF. Okay, so this is just for one single screenshot, but multiple we can do. So clearly the, what is this missing is the jar. Let me, screenshots to PDF. Okay, this is a final reporting thing, but jar is missing. Let me try to find quickly and see. Hmm. PDF box app. I'm not sure. Hopefully this will resolve, but if not, don't worry. I can fix. And whenever I can fix, I can put the fixed code, but I'll comment it. You can also try the same thing. So let's add this. Okay, so that's not the one. I know there is one more. So for the timing, what I'll do is I'll just comment this. Okay, so before this, for commenting, there are many select PDF files. Okay, written. Yeah, this is mainly wherever I mention use, that is mainly, I mean, used one. Screenshot to PDF is the main method. So we can use this wherever, but PDF writer. PDF writer is the, okay, got it. This is the one, iText PDF. I was looking for this. Finally, got it. Hmm. So hopefully this will resolve at least few. Okay, this is actually a zip file. So let me extract here. Okay, delete this. iText PDF is the main one. PDF box is okay. I am not using it maybe. But itext PDF is basically used for PDF text validation and all those things, which is used for PDF testing. You know, some projects use PDF testing, especially to validate the content inside the PDF. So in that case, itext PDF is useful. So just, oh, where is it? itext PDF. Okay, so most of the errors are gone. So let me contain signal case assert element exists. Okay, so this we don't need this. I'll remove this. And okay, assert all element. Yeah, this we don't need this. Basically, we have uh, report function, right? So I am removing this. That's all we need. We don't need any of these. Few more errors. Kill all processes used for if you are running too many processes of Chrome. Sometimes it is very difficult. So what this function does is it just like we do manually. Go to task manager. Okay, let it open the task. Yeah. Okay, so it just goes here. If I want to kill this Firefox, Google Chrome 13 paths are running, right? Drivers. We didn't kill maybe. It just ends all tasks at one stage. So programmatically you can do the same thing, but I don't know why it is showing error. Change to clear. That's fine. We don't need this. Yeah, kill process. If I provide the process ID and it will kill it, but providing the process ID is difficult. I mean, if I go to the task manager and copy the process ID, I could have killed it manually. So why do I need it? But just for fun, CSV reader, we don't need this because we are using Excel spreadsheet reader. So this is before Excel. So CSV is very hard to deal with, especially if you have more test cases and more rows. So no need of this. Remove extra spaces. It's not required. These are all small functions which are basically for fun purpose. Okay. Screenshot. Okay, this I just created for calling it immediately. Okay, now one more. I think probably one extra. Yeah, sort of import. Okay, so you can also play with the PDF utils. Okay, I'll convert PDF to text, select PDF and image. I mean, print images to PDF. Everything is there. Just try to call them in a class with a main function. So just use this and call them and see. So all you have to do is pass the folder path, file name of the image. So screenshot to PDF. Okay, let me just show you quickly how this works. And it's a static method, so I don't have to worry about this and count. Okay, so this basically is used for providing all the screenshots. So if I call anywhere in the test case, it will finally compile all these screenshots somewhere from here. It's where is that screenshot thing? Yeah, compile all this and one after another it will put in. So let's just use it because this final thing to do. Let me show you. So first we will do it in the debugging class and then we will do. Okay, so debugging, I'll just comment everything initially because I don't want it to fail because of some issue. PDF utils dot okay screenshot to PDF. So there are two methods. Take screenshot and add to PDF is just one time, but if you have multiple screenshots, this is the best way. But let's see which one we need to use. Screenshot to PDF. Okay, because I have mentioned used. Okay, that means it tried and tested. I tried and tested, I put the used one. That means it's most like 100% working. So you can read this, what we want to pass and what it will do, what its purpose is. The parameters to file name. This is a PDF file name that will hold all the images and screenshots. Okay. Parameter boolean first image. This is the flag indicator. We are adding the first image screenshot. If first image is true, the title page. Otherwise, the new image is added in the PDF file and represent the file name. This method will always add the file under screenshot/screenshot.png. Okay. So let's check if the path is hard coded. So we have to remove that. Folder path. Okay, so fine. Folder path I am mentioning clearly. So there is no slash screenshot. Maybe we have to have inner folder screenshot. So let me just check that. This one should have screenshots, but this may not have. Folder path image2.pdf. Screenshot to PDF. I think this one or that one. Screenshot to PDF with more. Okay, both are actually its same name but different number of arguments, so overloaded functions. So I am calling the correct one. Okay, so all I have to pass is a folder path. Folder path is this. Okay, and directly passing. So you can put it in a constants and pass. That's up to you. Just putting the other slash. File name of image. File name first image counter. File name of image. Screenshot, I think. File name also, let's put the same thing. First image is to start with. Counter is, I think, 0000, right? That's a counter is. So let's see something. The method screenshot is refers to the missing type B string. What's that? B. Okay. That's a typo. I just. Okay. Save. What else needed? The method screenshot. Okay, so are we passing the wrong type of parameter? Just check. Integer boolean. Okay, first image. Okay, that's a boolean. Let's make it true. So I thought it's a first image name. Okay. So let's make it true or false based on this. Hopefully, I mean, maybe it will fail, but don't worry. So file not found exception. So the file is not this. Selenium log, Selenium screenshot. The system cannot find the file specified. So it was looking for C Selenium logs screenshot 001 dot. Yeah. So the image dot PDF is created, but it's 0 bytes. So what we are trying to look for is it's not available initially because I put one less 0. Right, let me delete this. Screenshot 0000. So what's wrong? Screenshot 00. Initial is 0000, right? So that's Okay, now what is the mistake? Anybody? JPG extension is JPG here, and I'm trying to look for PNG, so it couldn't find. So let's see. Maybe I hard coded the extension. Let's make the extension parameterized too. Where is it? File name. Hmm. Okay, so you can do that. I can change the extension. Where is the extension? Anybody see? .jpg. Or am I passing? Oh no, it's actually inside. Ah, okay, somewhere. Hmm. Okay, so no, this is the other one. Okay, so what I'll do is, I mean, PNG it is. So most likely PNG we are going to use. So let's run the same thing. Just case it's gonna save the screenshots anyway. So report utils, I put the screenshots, right? Report utils or yeah, screenshot method. So in this one, I actually hard coded the JPG. So we can parameterize. All you have to do is just pass the parameter, but you have to refactor properly. So for the time being, I'll put PNG. Okay, so because our report utils, PDF utils actually uses PNG. Okay, that's why we hard coded it. Let it be. PNG is better. Okay, let me run. But okay, let's run in the Chrome Edge. I'll remove it because even if you run at home, it won't run again Edge. So don't use this. I am putting as a third option. Now let's run. It will store the screenshots and PNG format. Then we can open it. Okay, I'll end the session in another 5 minutes only. So hold on. So this is like final thing, reporting, and without report you cannot share the result, right? So okay, so everything is shared, but it shows JPG. What's wrong with this? PNG. Okay, so PNG is just for reporting JPG. Okay, so let's run our reporting thing. So reporting thing you don't have to run separately. You can put it in here finally or somewhere here. So automatically it will create the report every time. So this is just I'm showing as a separate piece. Okay, so PNG, the file, the system cannot find the file specified. Okay. No. Okay, let's call the other one. Clear. File path is correct. File path is correct. And file name, first image. So let's pass these three. First image we don't have to specify, but normally first image name is this one, so we can hard code it. But counter wise you can put counter. So this is an elaborated version, same function I created with the shorter parameters. Screenshot. Oh, okay. So this takes the last argument integer, Boolean. Okay, first image, file name is that. Okay, first image, right? File name is used where? Doing something wrong. Okay. So file not found exception. This is the correct one. So let's finish. Folder path is, and I'm passing image2.pdf. That's what it is creating. Okay, so you can pass the name of this as a test case. And so let's image so test case. That looks better. So folder path image2.pdf. These are still hard coded, so you can, I mean, ultimately everything should be parameterized. So what it is failing is the folder path itself. It couldn't find the file screenshot. Oh, I see. 000. I have to provide screenshot 000. That's a file name, excluding the, I mean, excluding the extension. Extension is already hard coded. So let's run again. So let's see. Screenshots and slash is missing. Okay. So that's a folder, okay? Because if I don't mention this, it thinks it the complete the file name. So still okay. .png. I'll also put it here. So that, okay. So finally it is saved. Okay. So this is the one. So let me delete and redo it so that you can see. So these are the screenshots, right? After the test case, it will show the screenshots. Okay. Now I am calling the first one only. Okay, first one is still working, so you don't have to call the second one. All I have to pass is a path with all the slashes until the end. That's how it remembers this is the whole folder. And the first file name, including the extension screenshot 001. I mean, you can have file name anything, but I set it as screenshot 001. Okay, so this is not the one. So 000.png screenshot 000.4 zeros. Okay, perfect. And that's it. Let's run it again. Okay, now let's try to open. These are all small files, so okay, it only provided one at a time. I had to loop in basically, so only one screenshot was printed. So this is starting. So this is how you print, and the captions you can set it from here. Okay, anyways, too late, right? So since we have just seen the reporting thing, we can continue from here, and you can also continue. We'll catch up on Saturday with more of this and the interview question and answers. So I'll just I prepared few interview questions that are commonly asked in the interview in terms of manual testing, Java, Core Java, and Selenium. Okay, so we will cover those. So I will ask you questions and you can answer if you know. Otherwise, I'll tell you the answers and share the PDF with all the list of questions and everything. So okay, guys. So I'll end this session today here. Good night.
Good night.
I did this in good night. I think I have added few files, right? I'll just add it to the index first. And then, okay, remember whenever you're, downloading this project, you just add the extra jars, otherwise it will throw the errors. So I'll also add the, just hold on, I'll add the jars too. So what we did today, we just checked the database, utils, database, and PDF. Okay, so okay, so that is for GitHub. Now I'll export the same thing and put it in the G drive for, okay, probably it will ask me to overwrite, that's fine. Okay, so let's go to G drive. Oh, this is the other drive, right? Okay, so let me change it to Selenium dot. Okay, that's the one I used. What's wrong? Okay. Okay. So that drive is it's called Selenium. That will work. Good. Okay, so I put in this one. This is actually shared, so I'm putting this one. So Tamina and Shukla. So you are asking about this drivers, right? Yeah. Okay. So this is also shared. All the drivers I'm putting in here, external and libs. Libs you already have it, but external, this one. So let me put it again. So today we added few, but I'm adding all again so that it will sync up. Update existing. So there are 59 jars. It takes 2 minutes. And libs anyway. Yeah. So same libs. Don't worry about it. These libs are regular libs only. The Selenium, when you download the Selenium jar, right? All these libs come as part of it. So no issue. And drivers, you add these two. Client combined these two jars and Chrome driver and Gecko driver, and we have downloaded the Microsoft WebDriver today. Microsoft WebDriver. Okay, that is added here. Okay, then the project. So you just look for this folder. Okay, this is not a file, so you might find it difficult. So just above there is a folder. So all you have to do is just download regularly. So this will download as zip. Then you unzip and put it in the proper location. Got it? Okay. Eclipse project also I put it in the shader. Okay, so this will take some time. You can check back after 10 minutes or so. Okay, guys. So good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.